Welcome, Full Gear Pothead, Joe Puttyman here, and today we are going to be reviewing episode 5 of the Falcon Winter Soldier called The Truth. And we will be speaking the truth about this episode. Before we get into it, if you can, make sure to hit the like button, and most of all, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You don't understand how big it is if you're seeing this video, how much, hitting that subscribe button really helps for videos like this to grow. Okay, so we do start off this episode where we do see that Walker, aka the new Captain America, not anymore, but that Walker, John Walker, actually just committed the crime of killing that the Flag Smasher. So, with that being said, we move on to what's going to happen with the Shield, so on and so forth. Now, everything's kind of summed up, and there is only 6 episodes of this series, so we only have one more episode left. And I know a lot of people are going to be wondering what's at the end there, and it's probably easy to figure it out. So with that being said, I'm going to go into some characters that you may not be familiar with that end up being later characters as well. So with that, let's go ahead and get on to the first one. Okay, so first we have Laquan Torres. Now, Torres here you see is actually, there's actually in the other episodes, but I didn't really get into it. And I honestly didn't know if they were going to go the route until I saw this episode. So, if you saw at this point, you see that Wilson's wings had been messed up, and a lot of people might be upset to hear this, but I don't think he's getting those wings back. And the reason I state that is because Joaquin Torres actually becomes the Falcon in the comic books. He actually has a run where he's going against the Serpent Society, and he takes over the mantle with Red Wing of Falcon. And then this is actually the same time that Sam Wilson becomes Captain America in the comic book. So this lines up every so perfectly when it comes to the thing. And we know this for a fact is when Torres at the end says you forgot your wings. That's when you hear Wilson say keep them as he walks away with the shield. So with that being said, this just definitely tells us that Torres is going to become the new Falcon. As you can see below right here. So that's the Falcon he goes with, his Red Wing and everything. And that looks like what's going to happen when it comes to this. Or at least they're hinting at it in case they want to use him later, I guess, for another hero when we get a big story. Whatever it may be, the X-Men, whatever it might be as far as the MCU is concerned. Next, we have John Walker on court. Now, this is probably where he's going to end up becoming U.S. agent because he's taken the serum and he has been approached by somebody as well. Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. That's a lot to say, but she ends up becoming a character named Leviathan, pictured down below. Now, her story is actually, she's just a regular person. She was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and she actually had a relationship with Nick Fury in the comic books. But then there's a situation that ends up happening in the comic books where she becomes kind of smitten with Steve Rogers' Captain America, and it ends up putting like a risk between them both when it comes to the relationship. And of course, she ends up going into the other things like she ends up going through the femme fatale, not femme fatale, it was femme. Oh God, I haven't noted here. I can't remember the name of it. Femme Force of the comic books, which I never really even looked into. But the one thing I did like about her was her Leviathan role when she actually was with Hydra. So she ends up going from being a Val, or what she doesn't like really be called, but Valentine Allegra de Fontaine, and then goes on to be Leviathan in the comic book. So I think this part right here, because Leviathan's part of Hydra, I think this right here is going to be her role. Is she's going to play Leviathan instead of actually having any kind of past, unless maybe they hint to her having a past with Nick Fury, but there was a clue later on if something happens, and I think that's actually her role. She's with Hydra, and we see a hint of that later on, which I will point out. Next, I do want to touch on the Isaiah Bradley thing. Again, if you weren't familiar, my last episode, I talked about the Black Captain America that was kind of shunned, and they hid, and it even was hidden in the comic books in a lot of ways. It was a very, very scandalous situation. And I'm glad that they brought this back because it feels like it gives it more of a symbolism, you know what I mean, for why Sam Wilson should become Captain America. And in a lot of ways, what's going on with the relationship of him and not knowing this whole time that there was another one. Which again, that was again, I liked how they used Sam Wilson to say this was never Steve's fault. Steve didn't do what he did to you, and that shield didn't do it, and him with the shield didn't do that, but it was the government. So I like that they hinted on that. Next, there's George Bartok, or Bartok the Leaper. Now, I didn't talk about this last episode or even bringing this up because if you notice, I don't directly link or talk about characters that have been known except for like Baron Zemo, because Baron Zemo is a big part of the series. And I didn't know Bartok the Leaper was going to be either. And understand, Bartok the Leaper, the reason why, like, if you notice with Baron Zemo, I didn't make big introduction, the same thing with Sam Wilson and with Bucky. It's because you guys are familiar with it from the movies. But it didn't dawn on me that a lot of you guys might not be realized that Bartok the Leaper was actually in Captain America the Winter Soldier. So he has a past with the MCU, and to see the character come back to play the role, or the actor to come back to play the role, is amazing. So of course, him working with the Flag Smashers is exactly what's gonna happen. So, I, in the end, love it. And this brings us to what I'm calling the Red Room. Now, the Red Room, not the Red Room, but you see here this room lights go red. One of two things is happening, and I feel like this is kind of like a wild goose in this situation. I think a lot of people are going to think this is Flag Smashers, which is understandable because they code themselves to red. I can see this being Flag Smashers. Even when you see around here, I'm thinking it could be with these people. But I want to go back to what I talked about before. And what I'm talking about is Valentina Allegra de Fonte. She, I told you, was part of Hydra and Leviathan. And the way that, by the way, I love that Julia Louis-Dreyfus is doing that character. But with the way Julia Louis-Dreyfus acted as it seems like we might be going the Leviathan version of her, which means that she works with Hydra, and this is going to be Hydra right here. That's approaching. We don't know. And last but not least, what's in the box? What's in the box? Anyway, so here's the thing. You pretty much know what's in the box. And if you don't know, then I would say stop my video right now, wait till next week, and tell me if I'm right. But if you don't want the spoilers for what I think is going to happen, well, then truly. And there's a reason why I know this to be true. See, this, in this suitcase, is Sam Wilson's Captain America outfit. Now, you can see a picture here below with the shield and the outfit. But the reason I'm 100% sure this is it is because Marvel, before the series even came out, goofed. You see, they revealed the Falcon as Captain America action figure, as you see below. And clearly you can see this is the same one that they used in the comic book. Exact same one. And you can actually see the actor wearing the outfit below. Clear as day. This is the Sam Wilson Captain America outfit that we've been waiting for. And it's going to be in the last episode we actually get to see him garner it. Which means that we have one more episode after this, episode 6. And then, of course, we're going to see finally him wearing the Captain America outfit we've been waiting for. So what's this mean? What's this all mean? What's it leading to? Well, here's my thing. With Valentina, or with Val involved, and with now... with Jonathan Walker now becoming what is known as the U.S. agent, I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier is not done. I think it's going to be kind of like The Mandalorian. We're going to get another season of this, because I think what's going to happen is we're going to have to see him as Captain America, maybe even through other movies. That's going to lead back to the new season of this, where both Bucky and him get involved. But I think what's going to first happen before we even get that new season is that MCU is going to set up all this other stuff with Doctor Strange, the multiverse, and then keep things grounded with the Falcon and Winter Soldier next season to where things become more broader, because he's still human. He isn't a super soldier. So I think that's what's going on in this situation. But there you have it, guys. That was the whole that was all of the Easter eggs I found in the episode. If you found any I missed, definitely comment below. So what do I think? I'm enjoying the series. It doesn't have the craziness I feel WandaVision had, but I am enjoying it, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen with his outfit. But are way definitely more grounded because you're not dealing with things that are way more supernatural like you would with WandaVision. So, with that being said, we have one more episode and then we move on to Loki. And Loki is definitely going to have a lot more supernatural things, and it's going to have different dimensions and time travel in it as well because it has a lot of the time travel involved in that series. So with that being said, we have one more episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then we move on to Loki. So again, comment below, tell me what you guys thought of this episode. What did you guys think of my review, and the little Easter eggs I was able to find. Again, if you're new here, please, first and foremost, always, if you can, hit that subscribe button. It's quick and easy, but really does help out, guys. All right, and with that being said, thank you for watching my review and Easter eggs for episode 5 of Falcon and Winter Soldier. And as always, I am Putty Man with Gamer Potheads, and do not forget, roll out that score. Peace out. I'll talk to y'all later.